Hi everyone, today I am coming at you with my second trimester recap. I am filming in front of my Christmas tree because today is actually Christmas Eve, but this video won't be posted until after. So I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season, and let's just jump right into it. So for the second trimester, everyone always says it's the golden trimester because typically you will always get your energy back if you were particularly tired in first trimester, which was definitely the case for me. By the way, just to mention, I am fully out of second trimester right now at the time of filming. I am a little past 32 weeks. So yeah, my face is definitely a little bit rounder and everything. And so we'll get into that. But firstly, let's talk about the energy levels. So second trimester, I definitely did gain a lot more energy than I had in first trimester. I actually needed to take naps in first trimester, but in second trimester, that definitely went away, and there were periods of times where it was just, you know, a lot easier. However, I will say that for me, I think week kind of like 24 to 26 were probably the golden weeks. I did get energy back, but it still wasn't like, you know, pre-pregnancy, because the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that you are actually getting bigger in second trimester. So in second trimester, that is definitely when I started to really show and actually look like I'm pregnant, versus in a first trimester. If you didn't know me, I don't know, you might just think that I typically always look a little bit bloated or, you know, have a little bit more in the belly area. But yeah, second trimester, that is when you really start to show, at least for me. And so with that, I definitely noticed that I needed to actually move a little bit slower, because all of a sudden my center of gravity was definitely off. For example, even just kind of like getting up from out of my seat, kind of depending on where my little baby is laying, I have to just kind of slowly adjust to where he's at and stand up in that way. So I think in second trimester particularly, that's when it was really important for me to really focus on my posture and move a little bit more slowly and intentionally, because my center of gravity was off. So that is primarily the main body changes, I would say. I mean, definitely progressively in second to third trimester, my face is getting rounder and you are gaining weight because of the baby. Now let's get into mood changes. So I feel like not very many people talk about this. I could be wrong, but I watched a lot of these kinds of recap videos. Just was a little bit more sensitive, and you know, sometimes I'll just have less patience. And if you ask any of my friends, they'll tell you that I actually have a lot of patience. But in second trimester, I definitely felt like internally that my patience levels were just a little bit lower. I had less tolerance for just like rude people, or if I had to wait a little bit longer than I expected, I would just internally just feel a little bit more annoyed than usual. It's not something that happened like all the time, but I definitely noticed it. As far as like how I've been just kind of maintaining physical movement and maintaining and feeling good, I have just been consistently just walking a lot. I do not run. I was never really a runner before, so my OB definitely did not advise me to go out and run right now. But I just walk a lot, and I do yoga stretches here and there. Prior to pregnancy, I did do a lot of Pilates and yoga, and I'm going to be honest, I actually in second trimester didn't really do a lot of Pilates. I did more just stretches and walking a lot, because during my second trimester, it was also really busy for me personally. I moved into a new house, so yeah, moving, packing, all of that was definitely a little bit tougher than pre-pregnancy, right? So that in itself felt like a workout. By no means was I lifting anything like super heavy, and that's definitely not recommended. I would say if you pre-pregnancy were not lifting super heavy things to begin with, but my OB was a bit more conservative, and she told me just to avoid lifting anything super heavy. But yeah, just staying kind of active and moving. It doesn't have to be anything super strenuous. That is what I primarily stuck to, and I feel like that's been really serving me well. However, as my belly has grown in second trimester, I definitely felt like when I was sleeping, my hips started to hurt, but I feel that the pregnancy pillow that I have actually has been helping with my hips, and here now in third trimester, I actually do not really experience hip pain in like when I'm sleeping now. But yeah, I would say that was kind of like one of the biggest things in terms of experiencing pain, like any sort of body pain in second trimester. Thing I'll go into before I go into cravings is heartburn. So I am not the type of person that would normally get heartburn a lot. However, in second trimester, I definitely started to experience it, and it's not fun. You can technically take antacids, but yeah, my diet just became a bit, or maybe not my diet, my stomach just became more sensitive to things like tomatoes, and just eating really fast, that sort of thing. But heartburn is pretty common in pregnancy, and it definitely was a little bit more common in my second trimester. They do also say that if your baby actually has a lot of hair, that it can contribute to heartburn too. So we'll see when he comes out. Lastly, let's talk about cravings. So for cravings, I definitely really craved sour things, and I feel like that is still pretty much the case right now. I really, really love lemonade. Chick-fil-A lemonade particularly, I don't know why. I really love Chick-fil-A lemonade. I really love golden kiwis right now. I did love tomatoes as well. But right now I feel like I'm kind of meh about tomatoes. But as you can tell, all these sour things and more acidic things were things I was craving, hence why I was getting more heartburn. But also I would kind of eat a little bit too fast, and I would have one bigger meal, which you shouldn't do. You should have more frequent smaller meals, especially when you're pregnant. Oh, another thing is pumpkin spice. I have never been a pumpkin spice girly, but I just really wanted to have something pumpkin spice. So that was a short-lived phase, but I did crave pumpkin spice. So that was very interesting. In general, I would say that my second trimester really flew by, and it was definitely the better trimester, and it was a more fun trimester because at this point you start to actually look like you're pregnant, at least for me. Before, it just kind of looked like I maybe just gained some weight, or it was kind of a weird in-between time. But second trimester is when I also announced my pregnancy to majority of folks as well. Another thing that is not really spoken about is the anxiety that you have, right, of your pregnancy and your baby. So in second trimester, I think you feel a little bit better, at least I did. But we did have to do, of course, all of like the tests and everything, and that's when it is a little bit more kind of anxiety inducing. But we made it through all the tests. Baby is doing great. I am doing great as well, and just hope my third trimester continues to go smoothly. But I will definitely update you all for the third trimester. For all my mamas out there, whether you're in first, second, or third, I wish you a very smooth and healthy pregnancy and birth. And if you are not pregnant right now but hope to be, I definitely am sending you all the baby dust as well, and sending you all the positive affirmation. We hope to see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.